So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will help me to extract the required items for the quantification purpose, right? So I will try to write the prompt, and then I will ask ChatGPT to just give me a complete list of items that need to be quantified. Okay, in order to do that, what I will do that I will just copy this drawing. So this is the drawing that we are going to use. And this drawing is all about, you can see, is guardhouse, floor, roof, ceiling plan, building, elevation, layout room, finishing, door, window, schedule, and architecture. So as you can see, that floor plan, roof plans, so there are a lot of quantities involved in it, right? And we will try to say that what are the items that ChatGPT will enlist for us. Okay. So what I will do, I'll go to access this file and I'll drag and drop it here, right? So as you can see, that file is already been here. So what kind of prompt, it's really up to you. But for me, what I'm going to write is okay. So what prompt I have created is you give this instruction to the chat GPT, and now you're asking that you are a senior quantity surveyor, construction estimator, AI researcher, and construction technology consultant with extensive experience in NRM2, PlanSwift, and AI-based image recognition systems. So now I would say that create a tabulated item of Takeoff for architectural item using NRM2, order and extract the items and quantify it so that I can kickstart standard procedure. You also need to identify what items you cannot quantify, give advice, shortcomings in drawings. If possible, you can mark up the drawing to cross check your work. Right. So now I'll send this command and let us see that what ChatGPT will give us back. So now it start working on it. So it says reading PDF skills. So now you can see that this all operation is currently going on, in which read quantities, read spreadsheet and API documents, enhanced and cropped floor plan image, and estimating room dimensions, right? If I maximize it and what it says, I prepared a preliminary NRM2 ordered architecture data from the single page God house drawing. The workbook includes measure quantities, assumptions, open schedule, exclusions, drawing, shortcomings, and recommended RFIs. The marked up drawing identifies the main measurement zone for cross checking. So, what are the key preliminary quantities? These are the items we need. Our core purpose is to identify these items in this exercise. So what he did is God has footprint, right? So net internal floor area. So when we say internal floor area, it's mean that it's talking about this internal area, this area. Okay. So I can do one more thing for you guys, that I'll create a new job here. So job code will be, of course, courthouse. Just give the first two digits, and here you will say courthouse estimation. Okay, just leave the notes, right? Go to next. Okay, so this is how we can upload our drawings. Okay, so here you need to see where is your document. Okay, so this you just need to check this one because we need this guardhouse model, and then we'll go to next. Here what we need to do, we need to have the TIF file. So we need to convert this PDF to TIF file. So TIF file is basically PlanSwift using it. So here, if you want to keep this black and white, just keep this shade, but we need this in a color shape, so we use 256 color. So then you need to go to next, right? So if you want to attach any Excel file, you can do it. Otherwise, just leave it and go to next, and here it will be finished. So this is the file that we just uploaded. The very first step is what we're gonna do is we will basically rotate this. In order to rotate it, go to page and rotate left. So when you rotate left, if you can see that this is the whole drawing, okay, that we're talking about, right? So when we say guardhouse footprint, so it means that so I'll use the highlight tab. So in a highlight tab, so we'll use this one, right? So it says all about this area, right? And we will say that this is the area what we're talking about. Okay. So the second says net internal floor area. So net internal floor area means what is inside of these walls. So this is all the area what we consider, right? So this is internal area. Then we have workstation vinyl flooring, right? So that we need to see this is the workstation, and the kind of floor here it's using as vinyl uh, flooring. So how do it get it the vinyl flooring? So this is workstation, and as you can see, this is the vinyl tile. So that's why he identified this as workstation vinyl flooring, and it gives the quantity 5.16 square meter. Then we have toilet ceramic flooring. So if we see this is the toilet, and it says this is ceramic unglazed tiles, right? So he's identified this from this point, right? So ChatGPT read this room finish schedule and just put it over here. Then we have a concrete sidewalk assumed 800 wide. So that we will see where it identified as the sidewalk. Okay, so he also mentioned he assumed. So this is the sidewalk, as you can see, and sidewalk line. He assumed that this could be the area, and this is also sidewalk. Okay, so he also mentioned it that concrete sidewalk assumed 800 wide. So the width he assumed was 800 So the total will be 12.16 square meter. Okay, and but it done it to all the way around, right? So this is 800. What he gets the dimension. So this is 800 from the plan, and it is all the way to this side. Okay, so it goes all the way here and it moves to this direction, right? So that is called as the concrete sidewalk. Then we have roof slab and roof finishes, right? So this is the roof slab, right? And it also gives that roof slab and roof finishes area is 9 square meter. The same we have the area over here. Okay. Then we have net external wall area, right? So net external wall area means, if we see here, so basically, this is the wall, right? This is the wall, this is the wall, this is the wall. So what PlanSwift has done, he get the length of all these walls, and he multiply with the height, right? So if we don't understand, for example, I don't understand that how he bring this, okay? So in order to do that, what you need to do simple is just copy here, just copy it here, and just tell ChatGPT, I can't understand this. Can you elaborate it for me? Just give the colon and paste it here, right? So when I paste it here, so it will tell you that what is the concrete sidewalk. In the wall section, there is a note showing concrete sidewalk, right? So that we just try to see that it also identifying that in the wall section. So it is the wall section, right? And in the wall section, there is note showing a concrete sidewalk, right? So this is concrete sidewalk is referring here around the guardhouse. The dimension visible appears to be 800 mm, right? So it says that the dimension appears 800 mm from the building wall to the edge of the sidewalk. So it starts from here and it says from here to here it is 800 mm. I therefore assume the sidewalk runs continuously around all four sides of the building that we just uh, see here. This all, because this dimension is also 800. That's why it says it's 800. So building size, step one, what he did is, from the floor plan, the guardhouse external dimension appears to be length 3 meter, width 3 meter. Okay, so this dimension from here to here is 3 meter, and here to here is 3 meter. Okay, so you can get this by just adding up all these dimensions. But you can see it is 3 meter, and you can see also it is 3 meter here as well, right? So it is 9 square meter. So step 2, add 800 mm wall around the building, right? So you need to add 0.8, then you will get 4.6 mm, right? So overall dimension including sidewalk is 4.6 into 4.6. So what he has done basically, he add 300, then he add 0.8 on this side and 0.8 on this side. Okay, the same exactly what he has done on this direction as well. 3 meters, 0.8 and 0.8. That is 4.6. So the total area including building is 21.16 square meter, right? So then remove building area. As you can see, 12.6. So it says this is guardhouse 3 meter by 3 meter. You also create the visual representation that is exactly the same, but it gives you that this is the sidewalk is basically talking about. So what concerns me, after looking at the drawing again as a QS, I am not fully convinced the sidewalk is on all four sides. So he is in doubt, and he is stating this doubt, telling the doubt that, okay, I considered this as a sidewalk, but I don't believe as a quantity surveyor that all four sides has the sidewalk. The section only shows the sidewalk at the entrance side. It may be. So all around all four sides, 12.16 square meter, front side only is 2.4 square meter, and front and two sides is this much, and all the possibilities he's just trying to tell us, right? So uh, here, if you see that what you can do as a quantity surveyor, if you are not sure about something, please confirm the extent of the concrete sidewalk around the guardhouse and provide a site layout plan. Until that clarification is received, I would put this is called as the provisional quantity. So, provisional quantity is a very important term that we use in quantity surveying when we are not sure something and we have a drawing from the tender stage. When the drawing will be developed, automatically this point will be clarified. So, this provisional quantity will become the final quantity. So this note is also quite important. It says, if you want, I can now re-review the drawing as a professional estimator and produce a fully detailed NRM to BOQ with measurement sheet, dimension formulas, and confidence level high, medium, low for every item. That will be much closer to what you would submit during a actual tender. So I just leave it for now. I just want to demonstrate, for example, if you do not understand this point, okay, what you will do then, right? So net internal wall area is 21.11. And if you do not understand this, you can still go back to uh, copy and paste it and just ask ChatGPT that explain it to me. Then we have workstation internal wall finish, right? So wall finish, usually he's taking this from, of course, this is the room finish. Uh, as you can see that this is base finish, this is wall finish. So wall finish is also taking the information from this schedule. So schedule is quite helpful for estimation purpose. As you can see that most of the time ChatGPT is relying on this finish schedule, right? So now what he is saying, net external wall area, that is 21.11. So workstation internal wall finish. So this is the workstation. So this is workstation, and then you need to see this is the wall finish. And wall finish, you will see that it is finished by sand and cement render, right? So it just took this from here, and then it also says you need to paint over here, right? So that is 12.73 square meter. So if you don't understand that how he derived 12.73, you can simply ask ChatGPT and it will explain. So toilet glazed wall tiles to 2.16 meter, right? Again, he using this schedule for quantification. And then we have D01 hollow door, right? So again, this will be in the schedule. So this is door schedule and this is window schedule, right? So from the door schedule, what he did is D01. This is D01. How many? It's one number. And D02 is hollow metal again, and one number is there. Afterward, he will use the window schedule. So window schedule, we will see fixed window, sliding window, two numbers, and toilet window, one number. Okay, so this is what he gives me based on my drawing, right? So based on my drawing, he gives me these items. Now, if we go down and we will try to see the quantities are suitable for tender kickstart. So this specifically we mention in our prompt, right? So when I said to the ChatGPT, here I said that I can kickstart the tendered, right? So he is also mentioning the same thing down below, but not yet for a final lump sum tender. Major unquantified items include foundations, reinforcement, excavation, structural slab thickness, drainage, MEP services, roof specification details, ironmon gray, and external site developments. So, because ChatGPT don't understand that, I uploaded only a architectural drawing. So, in architectural drawing, you will not get the foundation, reinforcement, excavation, structural slab. So, these all items will be in the, of course, in the structural drawing. The structural drawing in entirely and completely a different drawing. And MEP drawing is also a different drawing, that is mechanical, electrical, and piping. So roof specification, that need to provide. It's not here specifically when we talk about the reinforcement or concreting. So he also gives us two important, attachments. One is Excel file, and the other is guardhouse markup. So, if you see, I also ask ChatGPT that can mark that ChatGPT can create the markup so that I can cross check the work. So, if I open this one, okay, so here you can see that ChatGPT has some markups, right? So, this is how ChatGPT markup things for you. So previously the drawing was like this, so there is no markup here, but now ChatGPT have marked something. Okay, so here this is the markup. Okay, so M2 roof ceiling roof area is 9 square meter, right? Then we have furniture counter fittings required. So it tells you that here you can see that there are furniture layout is here. He also need to quantify this furniture, but he did not because he rely on the schedule, these schedules. So then we have uh, this portion, this portion, and this portion. He just highlighting that these are the area that he read and he considered, right? So this is also a highlight, but this highlight is not making a sense. But he has some notes down below if we can read it. So preliminary takeoff notes. Okay, so from the side notes, he just gives some information that what he used. So sidewalk assumed 800 continuous around building that we just in detail we studied to understand this sidewalk. Then we have external wall net area that is 21.11. Roof plan area approximately 9. Workstation toilet floor approximate structural MAP quantities are excluded. So it also tells you that what has been excluded from the estimate. So use Excel takeoff for full NRM item list and RFIs. So now this is the kind of markup that ChatGPT create for you just to demonstrate his quantity, how he quantify it. Okay. So now, in the second step, I will go to this. I'll just cross this from here, and I'll just go to this uh, Excel file, right? So in the Excel file, I'll download this again. Okay. So as you can see, that this is the complete Excel sheet that made ChatGPT for me. See, it's like quite eye-opening for me because if you start making it by yourself, you need a lot of time, right? You need at least hours to create this kind of sheet, right? But what ChatGPT has done, page one, page two, page three, and page four, right? And this sounds quite attractive, like NRM2 takeoff, what assumptions ChatGPT had made, right? What unquantified and RFIs. So RFIs mean request for informations, right? It also mentioned that this kind of RFIs you can raise because in your drawing these details are missing. So what you can do is you can just ask from the client that I need clarification on these points. So we will say it. Then we have openings. These openings are like doors and windows. This is the complete schedule. So if we see NRM2 takeoff, so what it says, item NRM2 elements. So NRM2 is basically an elemental form of standard measuring procedure. It will tells you that in this particular column, it shows that what category it is, right? Then we have description, we have unit, we have quantity, we have status, and basic quantification. It will tells you that how ChatGPT quantify it, right? So then we have first is substructure. So the very first point is, of course, the substructure, right? This is the substructure. Then we have external walls, internal walls, external and internal finishes. Then we have floor finishes. Then we have roof. Then we have doors, windows, and we have sanitary appliances and accessories, titled accessories. So it gives you, for example, substructure, concrete ground bearing floor slab, structure bearing beneath the floor slab, concrete sidewalk. It says concrete sidewalk, perimeter, external wall. So it makes a mistake. For example, for substructure, we don't need it because substructure is not part of course, the architectural drawing. For architectural drawing, we will just only quantify what we can see. So what we can see is basically those items that we can quantify the wall quantity, right? So we are not going to quantify these columns because column will be part of structural drawing, right? So inside we will say that what is the finishing of this floor, as you can see that this is schedule. So whatever is on the schedule, we will only quantify those things, right? So that is the important point. And here, ChatGPT missed that information. The reason ChatGPT missed that information because we did not mention it specifically that this is the architectural drawing. And ChatGPT is unable to understand that this domain has uh, nothing to do with the substructure. So this you can simply delete it. You don't need it because it's not what you're looking for, right? So you're mostly looking for these areas, these parts, right? These finishes, and you will also see these door and windows, and then sanitary appliances as well. Okay, you can quantify it from here. So it gives the quantities as well. And if you go, this is the very important basic quantification method in which you can clearly understand that how ChatGPT quantify this, right? For example, it says 21.11. So gross external wall area less D01 window. So what he has done, he just got the full area, then he detected the door opening D01, W1, 2 into W2 and W3. So what he has done basically, he got the full area for all this full area. He quantify it. Then what he did, he detect this door, right? He detect windows. That is this window he detected, this window he detected, this window he detected, and this window he detected. So first he quantify this full length. Then he detected door. Door number two he detected. This don't need to be detected, I think, because this is in the internal wall. And then he detected the window. All he has done for us, right? So we can cross verify this there, whether ChatGPT is doing right job or ChatGPT is not doing the right job. In order to see that, what we do is we will just simply quantify this full, and then we will try to detect this. Okay. But according to ChatGPT, the quantity is 21.11, right? So what it says 50 mm rigid thermal insulation. That's very interesting. I can't, without ChatGPT, I might not consider this as an item. So it's quite important for you as well. And 100 CMU inner leaf, right? So it says there is a cavity wall. So cavity wall has two portions, internal leaf and external leaf. So gross external wall area less openings. This is the same quantity, the same formula, the same basis of quantification. So 100 CMU toilet partition assume 1.5 long and 2.6 high, less D02, right? So sand and cement rendered to external walls, paint to the external render wall. So it's already quantify the paint quantity as well, right? So here we need to see that whether this is right or this is not right. So paint quantity and the wall quantity will remain same. And then we have sand and cement render to workstation wall, paint to workstation walls, right? Glazed ceramic wall tiles to toilet up to 2.16 meters. Then we have sand, cement render, and paint above the toilet tiles. So these all quantities you can verify back if you want. And this is also the basis of how the quantification has been done, right? So these are the assumption what ChatGPT has considered. The first is A1 to A10. The guardhouse external footprints is taken as 3 to 3 meter. You can see this on the drawing as well, that this is 3 meter into 3 meter. Okay, so these are the assumption that been taken. So finish internal clear dimension are taken as 2.7 into 2.4 mm from the dimension strings. Internal height is 2.6 meter. How we know that the internal height is 2.4, right? That is the he must take this from here. Okay, so he also tells you that how he get the height. Internal height 2.6, roof slab top is 2.75, exactly the same thing what I was just trying to explain you, that if I open this portion, so this is for the height, of course you can use section and elevation. So this is the section. So it says 2.75 mm top of the slab. What it says, internal height is 2.6 meter, roof slab is 2.75. So this is he's talking about, and parapet top is 3.10. Okay, so what he did, he minus this thickness of slab, that is 15, and when he minus 15 from 2.75, it is 2.6 meters. Then we have sidewalk is assumed, we already discussed it. External wall build-up is taken as 150 cmu plus 50 mm rigid insulation plus 100 mm cmu, right? So this is they're talking about the block, CMU blocks. So this is 100 mm thick CMU, 50 mm thick rigid insulation, and 150 mm thick CMU. So there are two layers. This is one layer. So this is one layer. This is second layer. And in between these two layers, there is an insulation, right? So this is their assumption. So then A6 is workstation floor is treated as an L-shaped area. So 2.7 into 1.6, 1.05 into 0.8, 15, right? So toilet floor is taken as 1.5 into 0.8. So these all, the final thing is NRM2 groupings are simplified for tender takeoff. Detail workstation coding should be added one one specifications are issued. So it's still asking to get the specifications done, right? So this is very important thing. And to make these kind of things, you need a lot of time and effort so that you could be able to demonstrate it. But ChatGPT did this for us without any much effort. We just gave the prompt and ChatGPT make everything for us. So unquantified RFIs. Still, ChatGPT identifies those items that isn't quantifiable. That we ask ChatGPT that if you cannot quantify something here, items you cannot quantify, give advice, shortcomings in the drawings, right? So this is what I asked ChatGPT to do here. That's why I was just trying to communicate you that your prompt is very important. If we remove this prompt, if we remove this text from our prompt, ChatGPT will not make this for us. So this whole sheet is only made because we instruct ChatGPT that items you cannot quantify, give advice, shortcomings in the drawings, right? So what he's doing, RFI means request for information. For example, we have this drawing, right? And we are not getting some information in the drawing because drawings are something that is keep repeating, revised, developed so that you can get the complete outlook of the work that should be executed on the site. So if as a quantity surveyor, you don't understand something, you need clarification on the point. For example, the sidewalk, you need to clarify. Now, officially what you will do, you will create a problem, you will identify the problem, then you will document that problem and send to the client. So when you send this to the client or the engineer, then he will be able to respond on that. He will clarify whether we have this 800 sidewalk is there or it is not there. So as you can see, it mentioned the discipline as well. So structural is not part. We are mostly focusing on architectural finishes, doors, and windows. For example, if I am going to talk about RF04, so it says sidewalk thickness, reinforcement, joints, and sub-based are not shown, right? So as I told you that on the architectural drawing, you will not see this reinforcement, joint, sub-base. So, but uh, ChatGPT is something that is not up to the mark. That's why human interference is quite important. So you see this, okay, that's fine, but you cannot raise RFI based on the architectural drawing, because this will be stupid in other sense, because this detail you will find on the structural drawing. So this also is not relevant because this is not part of our discipline. So our discipline is mostly architectural finishes and roof. So if we go to finishes, what it says: tent system, tile sizes, adhesive, grout, skirting height, and render thickness are not stated, right? So tender rate required assumptions, issue finishes specification. So what it says, that what is the impact? So commercial impact means that when you talk about commercial, it's mean you are talking about money, right? So money means that contractor is trying to earn money, try to get profit. If he is unable to identify these things, there will be a problem. What is that problem? Problem will be simple, and the problem will be that he will not be able to get the required profit because he missed some item, he missed some information, right? So what action basically ChatGPT is asking me to do is issue final specification, finishes specifications, right? So I create a letter and I'll send this to the client, and then client will give me these documents so that I could be able to, accurately quantify and price the item. Then we have doors, windows. So whatever ChatGPT has done is good, but it's not relevant. These items are not relevant. This item is not relevant. So you need to see that what is more relevant for you. In order to understand that, of course, you need to have a background in the engineering and quantity surveying. Okay. So from here, you will filter out, and then you will go back to your drawing and try to identify that whether I should really need to raise this point or ChatGPT. I could not rely on ChatGPT. That's mean you cannot fully copy and paste from the ChatGPT. But this gives you quite information that will help you to identify what you need. Then we'll go to openings. Openings mean doors and windows, right? So it make a schedule for us. It gives the width, height, and numbers. So it's already quantified, right? So it also gives the area as well. So for taking of purpose, for example, if you quantify the wall quantity, then you can simply minus this from the wall so that you can get the net area, right? So this is how it works. So within a few time, within under 1 hour, we did everything, right? We have all the things. The only thing what we need is, we will just, for example, I don't need this substructure, just delete it. You don't need it at this point. Okay. External walls, whatever is relevant for you, keep it. Whatever is not relevant for you, just leave it. Okay. So if you don't understand anything, of course, you can go back to ChatGPT and explain ChatGPT. Okay. So these assumptions are quite important. Later on, maybe after 1 year, you open this file and you don't understand things. So you will go to check the assumptions, that what is the assumptions of measurement basis for you. So this is very important document. This will very helpful for you to identify the concerns in the drawing, right? So these openings is also helpful. Just keep it with you when we will develop our estimation accurately. This is a very general way that I show you. When we do it more accurately, then we will use these different sort of items. Okay. So if I go back to ChatGPT and I'll cancel it, right? So as you know that we got something in here when we asked something. So now in the second lecture, what we will do, we will try to further enhance our takeoff, right? Based on this prompt, right? So this prompt is, if you want, I can now re-review the drawing as a professional estimator. Okay. So we will ask specifically more things to do on behalf of us.